this last video, I want to show you two more little tricks with the print function in Python, and I want to briefly introduce the input function. Now at this point, we have completed our ASCII art. Our elephant is drawn over here in the black part of the screen and drawn just like we had in our picture. However, I'd like us to go one step further, and I would like our elephant to be saying something to us. So what I would like the elephant to do is introduce herself. So I would like to print a message to the screen where the elephant says, "Hello, my name is Ellie the elephant." So I could do that very easily. We already know how to do that with a print statement. But when I run this line of code, Ellie the elephant is kind of standing on it and squishing it. What I would actually like to do is put a blank line in between where Ellie stands and where this line of text is. Now we already know that our compiler is going to ignore white space, so adding more lines in the text editor over here on the left isn't going to add that spacing over here on the right. So when we want to print a vacuous line, what we want to do is print something like a whole bunch of spaces, which aren't perceivable, hit run, and then we won't even see all of those spaces, but once this print line is finished being printed, it will automatically move the cursor to the next line. The only thing I wanted to introduce to you is that it's not even necessary in Python to put a whole bunch of spaces there in order to make this phenomenon happen. So I could just put what's called the empty string or the null string, which is just two blank single or double quotations, and leave that there for the print function, and I can run that, and what will end up getting printed to the screen is the same thing as if I would have put a whole bunch of spaces there. And one thing that will come up when we're programming is that it's nice to be really efficient from time to time, because when you spend a lot of time programming, you're typing. So sure, we could have put a whole bunch of spaces there and that would have worked. We don't have to, and saving keystrokes just saves us time and energy. If we're interested in being really efficient, however, there's another trick we could do in order to print that blank line without even calling the print statement here on line 13. So let me show you what that is. I'll comment out line 13 and show you this alternative method. Just like backslash quotation, when encapsulated in between double quotation marks, was used to produce just the quotation marks, we were using the backslash as the escape character to communicate to the compiler that we wanted to break for just one character from interpreting in the Python programming language and to interpret in a different way. There's a similar trick when we put a backslash followed by a lowercase n. See how it comes up in pink? What's happening here is that the escape character followed by a lowercase n is being interpreted as what's called the newline character. It's what is literally happening in your computer when you hit the enter key or the return key. What you're doing is printing out the new line character. And so if we are to comment out line 11 of our code, which was printing the empty string or the null string, if we print \n followed by this message, "Hello, my name is Ellie the elephant," what will happen here is that this \n will be read as though we've just hit the enter key on the keyboard, and then immediately after we will resume with printing "Hello, my name is Ellie the elephant." So neither the backslash nor the n will be printed over here to the screen, but this blank line will occur as a result. And when we run our code, nothing changes, which is a good thing. The last time we compiled our code, we didn't have line 11 commented out. To really drive that home, if I uncomment out line 11, what we should have is two blank lines before we see this text. And indeed, notice that the space got larger, about 2 cursors worth of size. Now, one last thing I'd like to do is introduce the input function. So let's print to the screen, "What's your name?" And let's envision that the elephant is introducing herself, "I'm Ellie the elephant, what's your name?" and we would like to respond. We would like to tell Ellie what our name is. What we can do is ask for input from the user. So just as we had print with parentheses followed behind it, we could type input with parentheses behind it. And that would ask for the user's input. So let's go ahead and run this. And nothing is really different, but notice that the little red arrow that's indicating that our program is finished is missing. What's happening right now is that the black computer screen, our executable, is waiting for us to input our name. So I'll come over here and I'll type Sarah, hit enter, and now we see the little red arrow is indicating that our program has finished running. So nothing has really happened. We haven't done anything with that input yet, but that's what we've done so far.